Chapter 3, The Eastern Front and Stalingrad. In the heart of darkness, amidst the ravages of war, the indomitable human spirit shines brightest. War has a way of revealing both the best and worst of humanity, and nowhere was this more evident than on the Eastern Front during World War II. In this chapter, we delve into the tumultuous events that unfolded in the vast expanse of the Eastern Front, with a particular focus on the pivotal Battle of Stalingrad. It was a chapter of history that witnessed the clash of titanic forces, the unimaginable sacrifices of countless individuals, and the enduring testament of the human spirit. The Eastern Front was a cauldron of destruction, where the forces of Nazi Germany and the Soviet Union locked horns in a struggle of epic proportions. It was a theater of war characterized by its unforgiving terrain, brutal winters, and unrelenting brutality. Amidst the frozen steppes, shattered cities, and blood-soaked fields, the fate of nations hung in the balance. As we journey through the Eastern Front, we will be confronted with stories that will stir our emotions and challenge our understanding of the human experience. It is a tale of unimaginable heroism and unspeakable tragedy, of ordinary men and women pushed to extraordinary limits, and of the resilience and determination that can emerge even in the darkest of times. At the heart of our exploration lies the Battle of Stalingrad, a turning point in the war that would come to symbolize the tenacity of the Soviet people and the high cost of victory. The battle, which raged for months on end, engulfed the city of Stalingrad in a devastating struggle that claimed the lives of hundreds of thousands and left an indelible mark on the collective consciousness of humanity. But this chapter is not just about the Battle of Stalingrad. It is about the broader canvas of the Eastern Front, the sweeping panorama of conflict and human drama that unfolded over vast distances. From the initial German invasion to the Soviet counteroffensives, we will examine the strategies, tactics, and the relentless struggle for survival that defined this pivotal theater of war. Through personal accounts, historical analysis, and a deep exploration of the political and military landscape, we will strive to understand the motivations, the sacrifices, and the untold stories of those who lived and died in the crucible of the Eastern Front. We will uncover the harrowing experiences of soldiers on both sides, the civilians caught in the crossfire, and the profound impact that this relentless conflict had on the course of the war and the subsequent shape of the world. As we embark on this journey, we must brace ourselves for the weight of the narratives that lie ahead. We will witness acts of astonishing heroism, unimaginable cruelty, and the enduring human spirit that persisted in the face of overwhelming adversity. It is a tale that demands our attention, our empathy, and our remembrance. So let us step into the darkness of the Eastern Front, guided by the flickering light of those who bore witness to its horrors. Together, we will honor their memory, gain insights into the complexities of war, and weave a tapestry of understanding that pays homage to the indomitable spirit of humanity in the midst of its greatest trials. Section 1, Operation Barbarossa and the Invasion of the Soviet Union. Operation Barbarossa, launched on 22 June 1941, was Hitler's audacious plan to invade the Soviet Union and secure a swift victory. It was the largest military operation in history, involving millions of soldiers and a vast array of resources. The German forces, driven by a sense of superiority and fueled by the desire for Lebensraum, surged forward with lightning speed, aiming to crush Soviet resistance and achieve a decisive blow. The invasion marked a turning point in the war, unleashing a brutal conflict that would engulf the Eastern Front for years to come, resulting in immense human suffering and shaping the course of World War II. Subsection: German advances and initial successes. The gates to the east have been thrown open, and the Red Army is annihilated. Adolf Hitler. As the storm clouds of war gathered over Europe, Adolf Hitler set his sights on a seemingly unstoppable conquest, the invasion of the Soviet Union. Operation Barbarossa, launched on 22 June 1941, marked a dramatic escalation of the conflict, and unleashed a wave of destruction on an unprecedented scale. In this section, we delve into the initial phase of the invasion, examining the German advances and their early successes. The German military machine, fueled by a potent blend of firepower, strategic planning, and a sense of invincibility, struck with lightning speed across the vast expanse of the Soviet Union. The initial phase of Operation Barbarossa saw a series of audacious maneuvers that aimed to shatter Soviet resistance and secure swift victories. German forces, supported by air superiority and mechanized units, surged forward, capturing vast territories and encircling Soviet armies. The German advances during this period were marked by a combination of meticulous planning and ruthless execution. Strategic objectives, such as capturing key cities and critical infrastructure, were swiftly achieved. The speed and precision of the German offensive caught the Soviet Union off guard, as the Red Army struggled to respond effectively to the sudden onslaught. The Germans employed a range of tactics and strategies to secure their initial successes. Blitzkrieg tactics, honed during previous campaigns, were employed to devastating effect. Panzer divisions spearheaded the assaults, supported by close air support and coordinated infantry movements. These combined arms operations allowed the German forces to rapidly penetrate Soviet defensive lines and create chaos in the rear areas. Subsection: Soviet resistance and the costly battles. No step backward. Order of the day issued by Joseph Stalin. While the German advances seemed unstoppable, the Soviet Union refused to capitulate without a fight. Soviet resistance, although initially overwhelmed by the ferocity and speed of the German onslaught, gradually stiffened, and a protracted struggle unfolded across the vast expanses of the Eastern Front. In this subsection, we examine the Soviet response to the invasion and the costly battles that ensued. The Soviet Union, under the leadership of Joseph Stalin, rallied its forces and mobilized its vast resources to defend its homeland. The Red Army, initially caught off guard, rapidly reorganized its defenses and launched a spirited resistance. Soviet troops, often fighting against overwhelming odds, displayed remarkable resilience and a willingness to pay the ultimate price for victory. The battles that ensued along the Eastern Front were characterized by their brutality and scale. Cities and towns became fortified bastions, where Soviet soldiers and civilians fought side by side, defending every inch of territory with unyielding determination. Stalingrad, Leningrad, and Moscow became symbols of Soviet resistance, where the tide of the war began to turn. The cost of these battles was staggering. Casualties on both sides mounted as the fighting intensified. The Eastern Front became a crucible of death and destruction, where millions of lives were lost, and entire cities were reduced to rubble. Yet, the Soviet Union's resilience and determination to resist against all odds became a turning point in the war, sowing the seeds of doubt within the German war machine and heralding the beginning of the end for Hitler's ambitions in the East. In this section, we delve into the strategic decisions, military tactics, and the indomitable spirit of those involved in the German advances and the Soviet resistance. We examine the key battles, the shifting fortunes of war, and the profound impact of Operation Barbarossa on the course of World War II. Through personal accounts, historical analysis, and a deep exploration of the human experience, we aim to shed light on the complexities and consequences of this pivotal chapter in history. Section 2: The Siege of Leningrad. Amidst the turmoil of World War II, the city of Leningrad became a battleground and the site of one of the most harrowing and prolonged sieges in history. In this section, The Siege of Leningrad, we delve into the immense challenges faced by the city and its inhabitants during the blockade, as well as their unyielding determination to survive against all odds. Subsection: The Blockade and Survival Struggles. The blockade of Leningrad began in September 1941, when German and Finnish forces encircled the city, severing its connections to the outside world. Cut off from vital supplies, including food, fuel, and medicine, the people of Leningrad faced an existential crisis. The enemy sought to starve the city into submission and break the spirit of its inhabitants. Inside the besieged city, a desperate struggle for survival unfolded. The blockade imposed severe hardships, leading to acute shortages of food and other essentials. The citizens of Leningrad faced a daily battle against hunger, resorting to desperate measures to sustain themselves. Rations were drastically reduced, and starvation became a grim reality. Many resorted to eating whatever they could find, including rats, pets, and even leather. The harsh winters compounded the suffering, as freezing temperatures and lack of heating claimed numerous lives. The people of Leningrad endured unimaginable hardships, facing death not only from enemy bombardments but also from hunger and disease. Yet, amidst this dire situation, the spirit of resistance and solidarity among the citizens remained unbroken. They clung to hope, supported each other, and found strength in their shared determination to survive. Subsection: Breaking the siege and lifting the blockade. Despite the overwhelming challenges, the people of Leningrad and the Soviet forces mounted a courageous and relentless effort to break the blockade and liberate the city from its confinement. The Red Army launched several offensives to push back the encircling German and Finnish forces, slowly gaining ground and inching closer to the city. The turning point came in January 1943, with the lifting of the siege on the southern front. The Red Army's successful offensive created a vital corridor that allowed supplies and reinforcements to reach the city. This breakthrough provided a glimmer of hope and renewed determination to the beleaguered population. Finally, on 27 January 1944, after enduring nearly 2.5 years of unimaginable suffering, the siege of Leningrad was officially lifted. The Red Army's triumph in the Leningrad-Novgorod offensive marked the end of one of the most protracted and devastating blockades in history. The people of Leningrad had endured immense sacrifices, losing over 1 million lives to starvation, bombings, and the brutal conditions of the siege. The story of the siege of Leningrad is a testament to the resilience and fortitude of the human spirit in the face of unimaginable adversity. It exemplifies the strength and determination of ordinary people caught in the midst of conflict, who, despite all odds, clung to hope and fought for survival. The endurance and sacrifice of the people of Leningrad will forever be remembered as a testament to their courage and resilience in the face of overwhelming challenges.